I woke to the sound of liquid dripping. Not the comforting drip of rain against a roof or the slow leak of a faulty faucet. This was thicker, heavier, each drop landing with a wet slap against metal. My vision blurred as I tried to focus. Pale blue light stretched across a ceiling that curved like the inside of a giant shell. Strange symbols pulsed faintly along the walls, glowing veins of soft violet light. I tried to move, but straps held my wrists, ankles, and chest firmly against a cold metallic table.
Panic flickered in my chest.
The air smelled sterile, sharp, like disinfectant mixed with something unfamiliar. Ozone and bitter minerals. Then I saw her. She stood beside me, tall and slender, her body covered in a smooth white suit that shimmered like porcelain. Her skin, if it was skin, was a pale iridescent gray. Two large black eyes reflected the room's light like polished glass. Where a mouth should have been was a narrow slit that barely moved when she spoke. Her voice entered my mind rather than my ears. Subject awake. Biological response stable. My heart pounded harder. Where am I? I croaked. My voice sounded small in the vast room. She tilted her head. Communication confirmed. Human language integrated. You are aboard medical vessel Athira 9. I am Nurse Unit Sterile. Medical vessel? Why am I here? She raised a sleek silver device shaped like a syringe, filled with swirling blue liquid. You were collected for vitality extraction. Human neural energy shows rare endurance. The procedure will commence. No, wait. The needle descended. Pain burst through my veins as the liquid entered my bloodstream. My vision exploded into fractals of color. My heartbeat thundered once, twice, then slowed. Cold swept through me. Darkness closed in from every side. And then, I was still aware. I could feel the table beneath me. I could hear the dripping liquid. I could sense the faint vibration of the ship. Yet my body would not move. My heart beat so softly, it was nearly silent. My breath came shallow, ghost-like. Cyril studied a hovering holographic screen. Vital signs terminated. Neural energy harvested. Subject deceased. She turned away. But I was not dead. Panic erupted in my mind, but my muscles refused to obey. I tried to scream. Nothing. I tried to blink. Nothing. Minutes passed, or hours. Time stretched and twisted. I existed only as awareness trapped inside an unmoving body. Then Cyril returned. She moved closer, her black eyes narrowing as she observed the monitor again. Anomaly detected. Residual neural flicker. Impossible. Her face came inches from mine. I could see faint lines running across her smooth skin, like circuitry beneath glass. Human, can you perceive? I tried with every fragment of will to answer.
Yes.
Somehow the thought reached her. She recoiled slightly. You should be lifeless. The extraction drained your vital field. I focused every ounce of terror and desperation into one thought. I am still alive. For the first time, the nurse hesitated. Impossible. No species survives post-extraction. A new voice entered the room. Deeper, commanding. Another figure stepped forward, draped in black armor that shimmered like oil. Its eyes burned with faint red light. Report, Nurse Cyril. Subject retains consciousness after extraction. The armored figure studied me. Fascinating. A persistent neural flame. It leaned closer. Human. Your endurance is extraordinary. You should not exist in this state. I tried again to move. A finger twitched. Just barely. Cyril noticed. Motor function persists. The armored being's tone sharpened. Prepare a secondary injection. Terminate completely. Cyril raised another syringe. This one pulsed with violent red light. Terror surged through me. I pushed with everything I had. My chest strained. My lungs dragged in a ragged breath. Suddenly, I gasped. Air rushed into me. My heart kicked hard. My eyes snapped open fully. Cyril froze, syringe trembling in her grip. Revival impossible. I yanked my arms. The straps strained. Metal groaned. Something inside me roared, a survival instinct so fierce it drowned fear. The straps snapped like string. I sat up, swinging my legs off the table. Cyril stumbled backward. The armored figure reached for a weapon at its side. But I was already moving. I grabbed the tray beside me and hurled it. The metal slammed into the armored being's head, sending it crashing into the wall. Alarms blared. Red light flooded the room. Cyril stood frozen, watching me with those wide black eyes. I ran. The door hissed open as I barreled through. Corridors stretched endlessly, curving in impossible directions. Strange beings turned in shock as I sprinted past. Sirens wailed. Alien voices shouted. I didn't know where I was going. I only knew I had to escape. I reached an intersection of corridors, each pulsing with directional lights. I chose the one glowing green and ran until my lungs burned. At last, I burst into a chamber filled with massive windows overlooking space. Stars. Endless stars. And below, Earth, small and blue in the distance. Hope surged, but footsteps echoed behind me. Cyril entered the chamber alone. No armor, no syringe, just her, moving slowly, carefully. Human, stop. I will not harm you. I backed toward the window. Why did you try to kill me? She paused. I did not intend cruelty. Your species was catalogued as suitable energy donors. Quick extraction. Painless termination. Efficient. Efficient. I spat. You murdered me. Her voice softened. You survived. That changes everything. I shook my head. I'm not your experiment. She stepped closer. If you return, I will help you. I will learn why you live. We will change the protocol. No more termination. And if I refuse? Her eyes dimmed slightly. Others will come. They will not hesitate. I glanced at Earth, so distant yet so familiar. If I didn't escape now, I'd never see home again. I took a step backward toward a smaller door marked with a glowing symbol shaped like an arrow. Cyril's voice sharpened. That leads to vacuum access. You will die. Better to die free, I said. I slammed my palm against the door. It opened with a hiss. Cold air roared past me. I clung to the frame, staring into a chamber holding a small pod-like craft. No time to think. I dove inside. The hatch sealed automatically. The craft lurched. Gravity shifted. Lights flashed across controls I didn't understand. Cyril's voice echoed faintly through the pod's speaker. Human, your survival is extraordinary. Please, return. We can coexist. I gripped a lever at random and pulled. The pod shot forward. Stars streaked past. A force pressed me into the seat. Cyril's voice faded. Silence replaced it. I stared at the planet ahead. Earth grew larger. Closer. The pod systems beeped, unfamiliar symbols dancing across the panel. I guessed. I pressed. I pulled. Somehow, the craft obeyed. Heat built around me. The pod shook violently. Atmospheric entry. Flames licked the window. My hands trembled. My heart pounded like a war drum. Then, sudden stillness. The pod splashed into water with a colossal crash. Darkness filled the cabin. I fought the hatch. It popped open, letting cold ocean water rush in. I swam upward, lungs screaming. I broke the surface beneath a moonlit sky. I floated, gasping, staring at familiar stars, human stars. Waves carried me to shore. I crawled onto sand, collapsing, shaking alive. Hours later, I stumbled along a coastal road until headlights found me. Voices. Blankets. Questions.
Fear.
I told them fragments. A ship. A nurse. An injection. No one believed me. They called it trauma, hallucination, shock. But at night, when I lie awake, I still feel the cold metal table. I hear Cyril's voice in my mind. You should be dead. And sometimes, in the corner of my room, I think I see faint violet symbols glowing across the wall, pulsing like a heartbeat. Waiting. Watching. Because somewhere beyond the sky, Nurse Unit Cyril knows a human survived extraction. And she will want answers. So will they all. I woke in a hospital bed. White walls. Beeping machines. The smell of antiseptic. Human antiseptic. A doctor noticed my eyes open and rushed forward. Questions followed. Where had I been? How long was I missing? Why was my body showing signs of extreme cellular stress, as if I had died and been revived? I had no answers they would believe. Days passed, then weeks. I recovered physically, though no scan could explain the faint blue, vein-like patterns that now pulsed beneath my skin when I slept. No one else saw them. Only I did, reflected faintly in mirrors when the lights were off. Eventually, I was released. I returned to normal life, or something resembling it. I walked streets, ate food, spoke to people, smiled when required. But everything felt fragile now, like reality was a thin glass wall I had already passed through once. One night, months later, I woke to a familiar sound. Liquid dripping. Not from a pipe. Not from a faucet. From nowhere. My room was dark, but the walls around me glowed faint violet. Symbols crawled across them, slow and alive. The air carried the sterile scent of the alien vessel. And then I heard her voice again, inside my mind, calm and unmistakable. Human. Subject persists. We have learned from you. We are coming. The symbols vanished. The room returned to normal. But I knew the truth. I had not escaped. I had been returned. A message. A warning. Proof that humans could survive extraction. Proof that we were more valuable alive than dead. I stared at the night sky through my window, searching for stars that might hide her ship. My heart pounded, not with fear now, but with certainty. They would come back. And next time, they would not underestimate us.